So you spent your hard-earned cash on a brand new e-road bike. Fantastic, but they are slightly different to normal road bikes. So coming up are some of the common mistakes and ways you could inadvertently be destroying your e-road bike. First up, battery care. Now you don't have to be an expert to realise that your e-road bike has a battery. The best thing you can do is to charge it following the manufacturer's recommended instructions. There's no point in leaving it uncharged for longer than necessary. It's only going to reduce the overall life of the battery. Next up, it's best to store your e-road bike battery at a normal room temperature. It's no good leaving it in a freezing cold garage or boiling hot next to a heater. Keep it at normal room temperature and it'll do the battery some good. There is nothing more satisfying than having a super clean chain on any type of bike. But if you are someone that isn't too fussed about keeping your chain nice and clean, then you could inadvertently be wearing out the parts of your drivetrain system on your bike. Now, if you have a mid-drive motor on your bike, the chainring is an integral part of that motor and will get worn out far quicker, and they can be quite expensive to replace. So the best thing to do is to keep everything nice and clean and lubricated regularly. Not only will it make those parts last longer, it will also give you a little bit more performance from your bike. To clean the chain on a rear hub drive bike is a fairly simple process. Just do what you would do on your usual road bike. However, if your bike has got a mid-drive motor, you'll probably find when you pedal the cranks backwards, the chain and cassette don't even move. So the easiest thing to do to clean this type of system is to put your bike onto a stand. You can then pedal the bike forwards to clean the chain and the cassette and all of those components. Or if you want to be real fancy, if your e-bike has a walk mode, put it into that, let the motor do the hard work, clean your bike up. Nice, simple. Now then, a real pet hate of mine is seeing people turn their bikes upside down. I mean, there is almost no need whatsoever to turn a bike upside down. The same can be said for an e-bike. Most of them will have a nice display on the handlebars, which quite often will sit a little bit above and proud of where the handlebars end. So meaning, if you turn your bike upside down, not only do you run the risk of scratching that display, you could also snap it off and completely damage it away from your bike. And some of these head units are in fact coded to the motor, so it could be quite a costly mistake. In many cases, I would say jet washing your bike is fine, providing you apply a little bit of care and attention. However, on an e-bike, there are far more additional components, seals, bearings than what you have on your traditional type of bike. So I would advise probably not using a jet wash on your e-bike, unless you have a bike-specific jet wash that operates at a slightly lower pressure. And of course, well, it's an e-bike, it's got cables and it's got batteries, and we all know water and electricity doesn't mix. Also, is another good reason not to turn your bike upside down, because if you wash it when it's upside down, water does run the risk of running into some of these components, where if it was up the correct way, they'd be there as a drain hole instead of guiding water into your bike. Linking up all the components on your bike are cables and connectors. These need to be sealed from the elements, otherwise they run the risk of corroding and not working correctly. The same can be said for the charge port on your bike. So it's crucial to make sure these are sealed from water, grit and grime, otherwise they run the risk of corroding and not working correctly. The easiest thing to do is to make sure all of the seals are intact to keep all the elements out, but also you could use some electric contact cleaner in there to make sure everything is going to last well and stay free from corrosion. Just like any bike, having your tyres inflated correctly is important for safety, for comfort and speed. The same applies to your e-road bike. And something worth considering is the added weight that is in the e-bike system. So you may well have to inflate your tyres a couple of PSI higher than what you would do on your normal road bike. And if you have your tyres underinflated, you're going to get less range from your bike, and also there's going to be more strain on the e-motor itself, something that you want to try and avoid. So there you have it. Some of those are the common ways that you could be inadvertently destroying your e-road bike. I hope you found that helpful, and if you have any tips of your own, let us know in the comments section down below. And for more maintenance videos, consider subscribing to GCN Tech. See ya.